All right, welcome everybody to UPA Live. We're really excited to have Stephen Bridges here talking with us about Symposium. We're just a couple weeks away from going out to Tennessee and enjoying the heat and all the fun that Tennessee has to offer. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you we have just a couple days left till the end of the month to get your voting done. We have narrative competition, we have year-end competition, we have June comp. Get in and get voted. This is kind of nice because it feels like most years we're at Symposium while we're finishing up voting. You're not going to be that way this year with the symposium being mid-July. So go ahead and finish up your voting so we can get those competitions all cleared out. But with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Stephen Bridges, and we're going to run through the schedule of the week.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, my name's Stephen Bridges. I'm the manager of photography here at University of Tennessee. We're really looking forward to having everyone come out next month. Want to go over a little bit, like Jaron said, what's happening, what's going on, how to get places. I'm going to start off with that, how to get to where we're at. If you are flying in, which I know a lot of people are, you'll fly in to our airport in Knoxville. It's TYS. From there, you just hop on Alcoa Highway, or I guess it's 129. Everybody here calls it Alcoa, and you'll head straight into town. That'll lead you right into downtown. If you're not driving, you can get an Uber according to Google for approximately about $30, and that's about a 20-minute drive. I will warn you, if you are driving from the airport, if you have a rental car, watch out for cops. There's a lot of construction on Alcoa Highway. There's also a lot of police activity, and they love to give tickets on Alcoa Highway. It's just sort of known around here. So be careful, be smart, do the speed limit. Once you get downtown, we have two main hotels. One's the Hyatt, it's up in the top. And then the secondary hotel is Courtyard Marriott, which is right around the corner. Both of those are sold out. I believe the last I checked, there was still a few rooms left at the Residence Inn, which is also a part of the Courtyard Marriott. It's just more like long stay rooms with a kitchen and bigger rooms. So that is the places where we're staying. To get from there down to the Student Union, you'll take a couple of blocks south and you'll hang a right on Cumberland, and it will take you all the way to campus. That is about a 7-minute drive, 5 to 7 minute, depending on what it's like that morning. It's also about a mile and a quarter, just a little over a mile. There might be a couple of you that want to walk. I doubt most will, but that option is there. So I would say it's probably a 20 to 30-minute walk, depending on how fast you move. If you're a marathoner, you might make it a couple of minutes. But yeah. So, and you'll see, I'm going to show you, if you look at the bottom slide, you'll pass right by. Everything we're doing is in the Student Union. On your way through campus, when you see the Student Union, you're getting close to turning right. You'll pass by it. You'll turn right on 17th Street, and you'll take an immediate right, and the garage is right there on your left. This is what it looks like where you pull in. You'll see on the left bottom side, the entrance is right there. This is all garage. You'll pull in that first hole, and that's where we're parking at. Those once you're parked in the garage, you walk out the front, you'll take a left, you'll go down like half a block. You can see the stop sign from the entrance. You'll take a right, you'll come back down and then cross Cumberland Avenue that you drove up on, and then walk in the Student Union there. Everything
Now,
will
now,
have, yes, sir.
now Stephen, I go ahead and explain how everything is in this building.
Everything, once we get in this building, you do not leave unless you just decide, hey, I want to go walk around. So everybody, I've heard a lot of people concerned that we're in the South and that there is heat down here. We're nothing like New Orleans or Florida, but it is a little warm. But you don't have to worry about that because you're going to be in air conditioning the whole time. So again, once you get in that Student Union, we're good.
That'll be really nice.
So hospitality right now, we're looking at, there is a rooftop lounge bar area on top of the Hyatt. It's the 35 lounge, and we are looking at trying to be there. And then that's on Monday and Thursday night. And on Wednesday night, we have a co-sponsor with UPAA and Roberts Camera. They've been generous enough to help us out with that. And we will be in Maple Hall, which is just a couple of blocks away from the hotel. It's a area they have bowling alleys in there, which we'll be able to bowl for as many people as we can get through there through the games during the 2 hours that we have that reserved. From bowling alleys to a bar, just a hangout area. It's a really cool place. Fun fact, the bowling alleys, when we tore down our old student union, they pulled the bowling alleys out of there to make Maple Hall. So it has a little bit of a UT tie to it also. So what you're really here for is what's happening while we're here. So we're starting off Monday. This is the inside of the ballroom. This is where everything's going to be at, or inside the student union. This is on the second floor of the student union. The ballroom, as you can see, I'm pointing to stuff like you can see what I'm doing, but on the right side of the screen is the ballroom. We'll have majority of our stuff in there. Across the hall on the second floor and the third floor, you see the third floor rooms. Those are going to be our breakout sessions. So you're not going to have to get a lot of steps in this time. We're not going to be moving across campus. We're not going to be walking the heat. What I do have is a lot of time for you to talk and network, and you'll see that as we go through the schedule. But Monday registration opens at 1. We're going to have that till the opening speaker. We will have campus tours. We have, if you do want to know more about our campus, we have our ambassadors that will be given tours. I don't know if it's on the hour or the 30 minutes, but they'll be walking across campus and giving you historical facts and showing you some high points. So there you can learn about our campus. At 4 o'clock, we'll have our first time attendees meeting. Then after that, at 4:30, we'll have our open reception, just waiting, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and again, mixing and mingling while we wait for our first speaker, which will be Gene Fruth of Sony. And I have stuff
So,
on speakers later.
so Stephen, through the reception, is that there in just the registration area, or is it in the ballroom?
It's in the ballroom.
Okay.
Registration will be a table probably just outside the ballroom, right
Okay.
where you see the people. It'll be up against a wall. The student union has very strict rules on where tables can be, and we'll have a registration table right outside there where people can pick up their information.
Sounds good.
And then afterwards, we're looking at going back to 5:30 lounge and having a reception or hospitality. Tuesday, we're going to start bright and early with vendor showcase at 8 o'clock. So I will say one difference this year is we do not have a main breakfast at the because we're spread out across multiple hotels and we're spread out at the student union. We breakfast is at your hotel. We have scheduled for the 2 hotels that we have. They have a breakfast for the people staying there. So that is something, if you're staying in a different location, you will need to schedule for yourself. And then show up at the student union at 8 for gear checkout and vendor showcase. And that will be all right there together. Then we start with our first speaker, which is Corey Rich. After he talks, we have approximately about a 30-minute break and breakout sessions. Breakout sessions this year, for that first, we are going, as we've done in the past, we're going to have a track with photo, video, and leadership. And then we will even have some extra photo and video breakout sessions at multiple, so you'll have more than one option. One of the breakout sessions that we're starting out with first, and I think that people will be excited about, is we have Mark from Kentucky. He's going to have tintypes set up, and he's going to show us how he does tintypes. And then afterwards, he's going to be set up for probably the next breakout session. And if you want to have them made, he will do that for a fee. So to make sure, because it takes about 15 minutes and that is really expensive to make those, but he's doing us a deal and said he will offer those to members while he's here and set up.
Very fun.
We have a local photographer giving a talk about set projects, a fashion photographer, We have stuff for lighting interviews for videos. We have Calibrate is sending someone in to talk to us about how to calibrate your monitors. Very important to make sure that our colors come out right and you're not just sending stuff in for the MIC or APC and it looks like muddy trash. So he can help us get on there, not to mention the stuff that's going out to all of our students that we're trying to recruit. Um, the next breakout session, we're going to have portfolio critiques. This is sort of probably going to be a limited number because we can only have so many critiques at one time, but we are having those. We are
So is
also,
that something, Stephen, that people sign up for beforehand?
that is still sort of in the works. We're looking at
Okay.
signing up. It's going to, and when we do this, these critiques are going to be quick critiques. We have an hour, so it's probably going to be like a 15-20 minute. It's not bring 700 photos and say, tell me something about each one. It's going to be, hey, here's 10 photos. What do you think I can do better? Or, hey, here's 30 photos, 40 photos. How would you, what's your top? What would you pick and put in a portfolio? Quick
So for the
edit.
members, I think it'd be a good idea if you are interested in getting a member portfolio critique, just come to Symposium with your portfolio ready to go. Because even if you don't do it here in the evening, there's plenty of opportunities for people to do portfolio reviews. But yeah, that's just something we can do right now to get prepared for Symposium.
Yes, I totally agree. And again, like I said, I've built in a lot of time for that. And really, I'll say for me, what is a portfolio critique? It's somebody's opinion. You can ask 100 different people, you'll get 100 different things. So there may be that special person you want to do, but ask whoever you can.
Yeah.
Critique each other's stuff. My wife says if the janitor comes through, I'll ask them whatever the photo looks like. I'll get their opinion because any opinion I can get can hold some valuable information. So we'll have a couple of breakout sessions during the day. Then we're going to have our Canon speaker, Loretta Houston, and then we'll have a group photo. Then we'll release for the Nikon shootout on Tuesday evening. And so you'll be on your own for that evening, bouncing around town.
Okay, so for the shootout, people should be prepared to be outside, be maybe dressed a little bit more comfortably for being outside, right?
Yes, I would bring, and thank you for bringing up the dress part. Everybody, this is a relaxed atmosphere. I will say Monday for the reception, that is Hawaiian shirt night. If you did not know, that is another thing to put in there. I'm not just pulling your leg. I will be in one, and so will plenty of other people. Uh, but yeah, Hawaiian shirt on Monday night. The rest of the time is comfortable. You'll see me in shorts. I'll probably wear a collared shirt, maybe just because that's my MO every day, but it's relaxed. We're here to have fun, enjoy yourself. I probably may, if you feel comfortable wearing shorts, we'll be inside most of the time, but definitely shorts Tuesday night. And you'll see a range. The other thing, if you want to go through our UPA photo shelter account, if you type in UPAA photo shelter and go through there, we have old pictures of old symposiums that we've all taken. You can go through there and see what people are wearing if that's something that you're concerned about too.
And maybe is just there's some give some information for the people that's their first symposium of what the shootout is.
Okay. Nikon shootout is you will be at 4:30 after our group picture, you'll be given a subject. It may be, hey, we want you to shoot usually something like serendipity or maybe jack disposition. They'll give you a subject. Then you have, I guess, what is it, till like midnight to
Yeah.
create a picture? And you get to submit one picture that you made that is straight out of the camera, no going in, and I'm going to Photoshop it and AI it or burn it down like crazy. It's just how you shoot it in the camera, and everybody gets to submit one picture to that Nikon competition, and then at the end, the Nikon shootout on the final night during the awards banquet, they will award a prize to what they picked as the best photo from the group.
And it is not a insignificant award. It's usually a camera. So
Yes.
this is a great competition. It's a lot of fun to see people running around town trying to capture images, getting in our images, just like, all the campus workers do at our campuses. So yeah, as just you're preparing for symposium, make sure that if you're wanting to participate in the shootout, that you have a kit that's, you can carry around with you all night in the sweaty heat, but that can great make some great images.
And I've done it with groups before when we go out to eat and we walk around town. Some people take their car and they drive out to outside of town and try to find something different. But I love it just as the, hey, let's go hang out and let's do a photo walk together.
Yeah.
And that's there's different ways of looking at it, but that's one of the things that I love the most about that part. And
Hey,
working with another photographer.
hey, Stephen,
Yes, sir.
I jump in. Just if you're there are probably some questions about why there's no processing of the images, that sort of thing. This goes back to, 20, probably 30 years ago, where you had two rolls of slide film to go shoot. So I mean, you make that exposure, that's it. There is no changing anything, and that's kind of what has been uh, the challenge all along. Can you make a photo without doing anything to it straight out of camera? So just a little history of where this came from.
Yeah, no, good. Thank you for bringing that up. I knew that, but yes, thank you.
I think even
May
back in the
I?
day, I remember them telling me that they actually handed out like a disposable camera one year, and everybody just had one disposable camera to get their image on. So it sounds like fun. But yeah, the shootout's going to be a lot of fun on a Tuesday night.
Yep.
Our in-camera controls, how are those going to be managed? If I could change color, contrast, black and white, etc. Those they used to be allowed. I think they were.
I believe they're allowed. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's in the camera.
I see Glenn nodding, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
So that
Oh,
is
and
how we're gonna go ahead.
I was to say, don't forget the B&H video shootout will also be at that same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can choose, you can enter one or the other, but not both. Choose, do you want to go out and create a video, probably with a similar prompt? And B&H will have an award for that.
I totally left that off. Thank you, Glenn. Um,
All right, Wednesday.
so Wednesday, you get to show up bright and early again because it's cleaning check time. Everybody, if you've been here before, you know that's a hectic time. Everybody's trying to turn stuff in, so you want to make sure you get there early to get your gear in. I believe we're taking two pieces again this year. Now, this is clean and check. This isn't, hey, I have a shutter that's acting wonky. Can you like fix it? No, this is them going through cleaning the sensors and just doing a quick over on it because they have a lot of gear from all the members that they're going to get done during that day. So remember when you bring that, it's one or two pieces and it is literally a clean and check. Uh, we'll go straight in to Amy Battelle, is going to be our speaker. We've been trying to get her for years, and we are finally able to do that. And we are super excited that she was able to come. And yeah, then we'll go into more breakout sessions, lunch, everything's going to be in the ballroom. Then we have Kevin is going to be speaking that afternoon. You'll pick up your clean and check. We'll have dinner, and then we were able to bring in Jabin Boxford, is our evening speaker on Wednesday. Following that, we will have hospitality at Maple Hall, which I mentioned earlier. Wednesday's our long day. That's from like 8 till 8. And then we'll return Thursday. You need to return your gear that you got to check out on Tuesday that they were gracious enough to let you check out and try and see what there is. We'll have a couple of different breakout sessions that, including, as I mentioned earlier, one of those will even be chair yoga. Like I said, something just to help us after we've sat in those chairs all week long, just like we can do sometimes at work, stretch it out.
Stephen, looking at the crowd right now, I think chair yoga is going to be needed pretty badly. So we'll look forward to that.
hopefully there'll be no tearing a meniscus or anything in chair yoga.
Yeah.
It'll stay pretty simple. But yeah, so we'll go from there into our business lunch awards, or our business lunch, and we're going to be giving out some board awards during that time. From there, we have one of the big things we're doing this year is we have triple play. And if you've been a part of that before, we will give 3 photographers an assignment, we'll record them, then they will give us the images from the assignment, what they would have to turn in, and then we'll show them shooting, and then we'll show their selects and go through there. It's a fun little stressful moment if you're to have to go through and shoot an assignment for all your peers.
So are they shooting that assignment at the symposium, or is this beforehand?
They are going to shoot it at the symposium. We are going to do it at a predetermined time, then record it, and then play that for people to watch. Cool. And show their selects of what they would turn in from it.
It's always fun to see 3 different photographers take a different approach to a photo, and what the results they come back with. That's a fun part of fun part of the symposium.
I've always loved the triple play. So, and it's going to be a lot like if you went to Notre Dame, sort of how we did it there, where he recorded and brought it back for everybody. After that, we'll have a little bit of a break for people to run back to the hotel, freshen up. We'll come back for the awards dinner, and then finally we'll finish with our hospitality suite. I don't have a slide on here for Friday because that's unofficial. We are having a service project, and I just want to talk about that real quick. We are having a service project where we have different teams that has been a sign-up request that we'd already sent out. We only have so much space. So if you've signed up for that, then you're a part of it. If not, as of right now, we are full. So if something comes available, we can let people know. But just honestly, the spaces that we're going, they only have so many room for so many people. So we are having to keep it to those that are already pre-registered.
Yeah, so don't anticipate you can just pop in. So that we just can't do that. Unfortunately, it's always a problem. We just don't have enough space. So, but yeah, I'm sure that you'll communicate with the people that are signed up and give them the information that they need.
Exactly. So that is going to happen on Friday, but otherwise, unless you're part of that, hospitality suite on Friday or Thursday night, and we're good. Unless you want to stay around for longer. I was also going to go ahead and give you, I went to the wrong, well, we'll do that later. We'll go back into our speakers now. How about that? Yeah. Our first speaker is Jean Fruit. She specializes in Major League Baseball, covering everything from spring training to World Series. One thing I love about Jean, I met Jean through a mentorship through Photo Shelter that I did after winning Photographer of the Year a few years back. She is amazing. So a lot of connections to UPA through various things, through Photo Shelter and things that she does. But she was out photographing Major League Baseball and started her own project, her grassroots baseball, where she was going out to the sandlots and photographing all these kids. She'd go to Japan and she'd find the sandlots in Japan. She was in the Dominican and would go to the sandlot. She was at Yankee Stadium. She would go find the sandlots. As we all know, so many people are like, oh, how do I get on the field? How do I do this? She was there and going back and creating great images at the sandlot level, and ended up making a nonprofit about it to highlight them and bring some donations to them. Made a whole book project out of it, Where the Legends Began and Route 66, and got former Major League Baseball players to come in and help with that too. From that has also led her into her latest documentary, See Her, Be Her, where she's drawing attention to the journey of women athletes in all around, not just America, but all over the world. And the whole premise, if they can see her, they can be her. And it was started with girls in baseball and has moved on to a much bigger thing. So she's going to be our opening speaker on Monday night. Again, she's an amazing person and really looking forward to that.
And for those that haven't been to Symposium before, usually there are people that will bring books from our different speakers and get them signed. Usually our speakers have no problem with that. So if that's something you're interested in, you have plenty of time to hit Amazon and find some of these books and bring them with you.
And that brings me to another point. Jean was very generous. She shipped me a box of books that we're going to give away while we're here. That does not mean don't buy one, because there's only so many to give out. We can't give one to everybody. But yes, definitely all of our speakers, if they have a book, pick one up and they will be usually happy to sign it for you.
Oh, that's awesome that she was willing to do that. That's great.
So yeah, I have them in my office just ready to do giveaways with.
And I'm sure all of the books she sent will make it out of your office, right?
I will say I do have her collection already, so that's not
okay.
one that I have to worry about. So next is Nikon is bringing Corey Rich for one of our video people. He's Emmy nominated filmmaker with all kinds of crazy background from rock climbing, extreme sports stuff. He's been everywhere from National Geographic, Sports Illustrated, ESPN, you name it, he's been around. Obviously, you can see his client list: Adobe, Adidas, North Face, Patagonia, Red Bull. So that right there shows his level. But he is photographer / filmmakers that he can reach to everybody within the group. Next is Loretta Houston from Canon. She is a fashion photographer from LA. She also works out of Atlanta. She was born in the Philippines, came here, was after losing her mother. She grew up in foster care, was doing web design, and then started transitioning photography. She had a big major breakthrough when Tyra Banks found her on Instagram and then brought her along on some shoots, which sort of propelled her career even more. And with that, she became the first Black woman to photograph a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover in 2019.
Awesome.
And she does amazing fashion work. So we're really excited. One thing I've tried to look at some of these speakers is so that we have a diverse range in what they shoot, so we don't have all of the exact same. Let me have 5 photojournalists. I try to use things that will broaden everybody's horizon, because we're so much of a Swiss Army knife that our skills that we can pull different things from everybody. And she does have amazing fashion work. Next is Amy Battelle. I assume everybody knows about her, but I'll do a quick: National Geographic photographer, writer, filmmaker, conservation photographer, videographer. She's the 6-time World Press Photo World Awardee, and one of my thing I love was named one of the InStyle's 50 Badass Women. So
I mean, that's probably the coolest thing. You would put that on your business card. That's what you would do.
yeah, she's amazing. Been working with rhinos, I think, here recently. Just amazing work. So next is Kevin with Fujifilm. He is going to be a part of our video. Like I said, it's not just photo; we're photo and video. He'll be doing stuff with video. He's a cinema photographer out of California. He does everything from features to documentaries to music videos and branded content, a wide range of work, just like we have. He's worked served as the director of photography and several of Fuji's branded campaigns. Really nice work if you want to check him out. And all of these speakers are on the UPAA Symposium website with links to more about them if you want to find that out and actually see what the work's like. Last but not least is probably one of my favorites is Jabin Botsford. He is a Knoxville native. He went to Western Kentucky, He did internships all over the country. In 2016, he began working for the Washington Post, where he covered everything from politics to disasters to the World Cup, human interest. He's a three-time white, politics are sort of his main thing. He's a three-time White House News Photographer Association Photographer of the Year. And you may have seen most recently, he was awarded a Pulitzer for his breaking news that he was recording when then presidential candidate Donald Trump was shot at. He was there. He had meta glasses recording everything that he was shooting. And it was amazing, the first person view that he brought to that type of coverage, along with the images that he came back with it.
Well, I'm excited for another photographer that has a J name nobody can spell. That's a exclusive club we have.
He's a super nice dude, and he's actually going to be there all week. I don't know about all the speakers, depending on their schedule, but he is going to be around from day one. So I'm really looking forward to him being around and picking his brain. But he's also very excited. When he was looking through, as several of these speakers have been very impressed with everything that we've been doing, and he's just as excited to be around us. So that's always a great thing when a speaker can hang out with us.
Awesome.
Has the time to. Okay, I think here's my recommendations. One of the first recommendations is coffee. Get up early in the morning. We have late nights. There is a Starbucks inside the Hyatt, but right across the road is a K-Brew. That is my favorite coffee in town, so I highly recommend it. There's a place called Coffee and Chocolate, which is the Hyatt is, again, our main hotel. Is if you go take a right out of Hyatt and go up to Union, there is a Coffee and Chocolate. All of that green area you'll see is considered Market Square, and where up at the top left where you see Market Square's name, that's the main part of Market Square where the shops are at and restaurants. There's a ton of stuff in there. Stock and Barrel, the best burgers that you can eat in there. I love them. You can get an Elvis burger with peanut butter and fried bananas on there. You name it, there's great stuff. Cruise Farm is on Gay Street, which is where our hotel is. Local ice cream from an alum. Love that place. I would highly recommend there. Tomato Head is on the square. Downtown Grill and Brewery, Cafe 4. Lots of different places to eat. These are just a few that I'm highlighting that are walkable within the hotel, that if you want to get out and do that. And if you're planning more of a longer stay, or even not too long, if you want to get out Tuesday night, Alms Nature Center is right at the edge. It's on like 15-20 minutes away. It's right there on the edge of town. They have hiking, paddleboard, swimming, climbing, biking. It's just a nature area that you can get out, really easy to do. I know some people have talked about rock climbing. That's something you can get there. Again, if you're longer stay, we also have Oak Ridge. If you've not heard about that place, it's called the Secret City. It's where they invented the atomic bomb. It was featured in Oppenheimer. So they have the Manhattan Project, and they have Science and Energy Museum. If you want to bring your family and go to that kind of stuff, it's really amazing to hear that history. Then there's other stuff around. We're in the middle of the Smoky Mountains. Laurel Falls is a paved, easy hike to get to. Max Patch is probably an hour away, but if you go there and it's a little bit of a hike to get up to the top, it has a 360 degree view of all the mountains if you're that nature person and want to get out and do that. And if you watched Nate's how photo tips, maybe a couple of years back now, Jaron, where he talked about if you want to do that, you're going to have to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning because it's an hour away, and the best sunsets are really the hour before the sun rises. So maybe you do a sunset there.
Yeah. Or just stay up all night.
Or stay up all night. But that's one of the cool places to hit and get photos. Cades Cove is a place that has a 13-mile loop that you can go drive around. Check it because there's some days it's closed to cars, but it has waterfall hikes off of it. Kingman Dome is a beautiful place. It is a paved hike, but it is a tough hike. I don't remember what the elevation climb is, but if you're worried about whether you can make it, I would say hit Laurel Falls or one of the others. And then, of course, right down the road is Dollywood. I can't say enough about Dollywood. If you like amusement parks, it's a fun place to go to. Right there,
How cl how close is it to you guys?
Dollywood is about 45 minutes an hour,
Oh, okay.
and
Super
that's
close.
all Pigeon Forge. It's a tourist area. There's all kinds of, you name it. I will say there's not really anything free to do in Pigeon Forge. So if you go there, plan on that it's a tourist area that you buy stuff. And then Gatlinburg is just up the road, which is sort of the same thing.
All
Now,
right.
Q&A.
All
I
right.
see
So
we have
guys, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. I already have a few for you to start off. First of all, from Liz, will there be a digital version of the symposium schedule?
there will be a digital version. Yes.
And then Abby asked if you could, if it would be possible to put the list of the recommendations for both the restaurants and the place things to do on the website, or have the same thing so people could reference it when they're in town.
We can work that out.
Okay. And then I'm assuming also you'll have kind of the schedule updated with all the breakout sessions, because I know people like planning out what their angle of attack is going to be and which classes they're going to do when. So when do you think your schedule will be up on the website all the way done?
Closer to the symposium, probably the week before, somewhere in there. It's all laid out. It's just not there's still some fine tuning on small things and where they're going to go. And we still have not assigned room numbers. That's one of the bigger things.
And then Mike had a question about the parking passes for the campus garage. Can you just explain that real quick?
Yeah. So the parking passes, as of right now, what we're going to do is we have a certain amount of parking passes that we are going to pass out at registration for people that can carry more than one person, and so that you can be able to, we can carpool over from the hotels, and then from there that parking pass will be good for those that have that. Is good all throughout the week.
And then Doug Levere was asking if there's a gym nearby that you can, walk to or get an e-bike or something to. Do you happen to know?
Not that I know of, not downtown.
Okay. I'm sure there's something, but we'll have to
There's
Google
a
it.
T-Rec one, but I don't know what their policy is for non-students or faculty to go to. Other than that, it may be out west is the closest gym that I can think of. So
Actually,
yeah,
just looking if there's a way to, if there's local bikes to borrow, like, rentable bikes to get someplace.
Like those
they have.
scooters or
We have scooters. I don't know about bikes.
okay.
Scooters, they're a
That's a good
company.
question. I will. Let me write that down and check on that.
I mean, it's a college campus, so I'm sure there's probably both somewhere.
I think there is. I just need to check because they're usually, my biggest thing with the rental bikes and scooters is they're in my way for pictures.
Yes.
I don't really pay attention other than
You
that.
saying you throw them in the lake. That's what you're saying. We'll see how many are left.
Yes.
And then Larry's saying there's some gyms on Kingston Pike westward. So that's a good to start looking for that. And then Bill was asking if there's handicap spots in that parking garage.
I can't
sure
see
there
there
are.
not being.
He also mentioned that he appreciated the daily emails with that day's schedule. Are you guys going to be doing that again?
Yes, I believe so.
Jason,
Yeah.
you're doing that?
Is he on here?
He was. I heard his voice, but maybe he left. Oh well. Yes,
I'm
that's
sure. I'm sure he will.
We,
And then a
we're
question
also
about, are we revitalizing or bringing back the Symposium Slack site? Do you guys have an answer on that one?
yes. I think Jason either this week or early next week will set that up. And if you're registered, you will get an invitation to join it.
Okay.
So Slack will be out there.
Slack was great last year for some quick communications, and we had some fun with it. So great. Are there any other questions from the group?
Can I make a pitch?
Of course.
don't forget to tag things for Catherine for social media as you're traveling and there for the week. And I am the editor of the blog and I'm looking for help. So if anyone feels like stretching their writing skills, get in touch with me. Anything from first timers to, the service project, like it's really open-ended still, but I'd love some help.
Oh, always a good opportunity to share your thoughts and what you learned.
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions? Oh, let's see. Oh, Bill's asking, what are the expected temperatures? It's a couple weeks out, but what should they be mentally? I mean, Utah was different. It was hot, but it was dry. This is not dry. What do you know what the weather probably will be like?
I'm gonna say prepare for the 90s.
90s.
90s, that's where we were like really comfortable last week, and we've got a heat wave, and we're in the 90s this week, where it's like low 90s to feels like close to the high 90s.
Yeah.
But again, the good thing is you got like 5-minute walk to the student union, then you're inside. But afterwards, in the evenings where it should be cooler anyway, but in the heat of the day, you'll be inside all day. Unless you just say, hey, you know what? I want to go walk down. We're on the edge of the strip where there's all kinds of restaurants. You may say, I want to walk down here for a minute in our 30-minute break. And at that point, be prepared for it. But otherwise, you should be good. I will say another thing that we are having this year that I don't know how much we've had it in the past, but we are going to have tea, coffee, and water station outside the student union. So that will be available to you all day long as to be there.
Sounds good. All right. Does Glenn's asking, does UT have truffles like BYU? I don't know. Do you?
No, you got it.
I can bring some, I can smuggle some in, Glenn, just for you. I mean, I'll be set up on Venmo and we can take care of your needs.
I've got one bag left, Jaron. I'm getting a little itchy here.
It's good. So I'm your supplier. That's good to know.
Hey, that bag of
You,
that
you've
was for
got
the
more-
winners of prizes, not for you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just remember, Glenn, I want one of those books. So,
Mistake.
so what? This is actually a really good question. Is UT a Coke or a Pepsi campus?
Coke.
Coke. Okay, so
Yes.
plan accordingly to deal with what you
Yes.
got. I see a yay. That's a good answer. All right. Great. Well, I think that's good. I think it's a lot of great information. I know people are excited, and especially first timers. If you're a first timer, if you've never been to Symposium, you're in for a fun time. We're a fun group, and we have a lot of great information. People are always willing to share, but we also try to have a lot of fun. So it's not a stuffy conference like some of the others that are out there. So yeah, I think that's good. Anything else you'd like to say before we sign off, Stephen?
No, I think that's it. Just come be prepared. I hope to inspire you and network and learn while you're here. I can't emphasize the network, how much that is. One thing I was taught years ago when I was doing bridal stuff was when you go to an event like this, pretend like you're the host and try to meet every person there, shake everybody's hand, because you never know what you can learn from who and the great people that you can meet along the way.
And that's the point, right? It's as great as the speakers are, as great as the food is, it's the relationships you build with other photographers. That's what benefits you because that carries into the whole year. And we this is a very unique group of individuals. We're university photographers. That week we're going to have all of the university photographers in the country are going to be in the same place, and that's pretty awesome. And that's it. Get to know each other and build those relationships so that you can help each other grow. So we're real excited, and we're gonna go ahead and end the meeting now, and we'll see you in a few weeks in Tennessee.
All right.